You're watching Oilers Nation Everyday with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
He's just not that good. We did this same shit for 2 years with Zack Kassian. If you think Mattias Janmark is just going to flip a switch and become a better player because it's the playoffs, you're dead wrong. Would hate to be the guy that wrote that. Let's get into it with the lead.
Oh, no.
Whoops.
You wrote that?
That's how they get you.
On the X or on the website?
X.com.
X going to give it to you.
Yeah, if you just scroll like 8 videos of people dying, then me saying that. Anyways, welcome into Oilers Nation every day. What a beautiful day to be an Oilers fan. We are live from the Sports Closet studio, from jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger. You'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. The show is a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. YouTube chat for our friends at Odd Company and the Nation Beer Everyday Lager. Find them 2 locations in the Edmonton area. Richie, downtown. Go to the Richie spot on just by Happy Beer Street there, south side. Get yourself a big old pizza. Get yourself a jug of Nation Beer. Have a good dang time. Shout out to Odd Company. Yeah, I can absolutely laugh at myself with the Janmark stuff. Like, that's great, man. I love that he's just a playoff performer. Like, it makes no sense. It defies everything that should happen in this sport.
Yeah, it's not something that adds up.
He scored 2 goals all regular season and did not use his stick to beat a goalie for any of them. And he beat Darcy Kuemper, a Vezina finalist, twice in 6 games.
Just as many as McDavid.
Like, what? What is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on this one. I don't know. Thank goodness we have him for 2 more years. That's all I can say. Give him a full no trade. It's just, it's good to see, to be honest, and we can be critical, but yeah. What do you have?
Maddie just said, Tyler owes a few apologies. The janitor and Klingberg, the boys are bringing it. Okay, I am not apologizing to John Klingberg because this is very much like the Corey Perry clip we put out the other day and we talked about on the show. No one's like, John Klingberg had an infection or some shit the last 2 weeks of the season, and it was like, oh, he's probably never going to play for the Oilers again.
Reports.
And also, he was ass in the regular season. So, again, him coming back from another somewhat long injury and just suddenly being a good player, that also just doesn't make any sense. But none of you in the chat were hopeful for Klingberg, so I'm not apologizing for that take.
Who should we talk shit about next? Like, who do we need to... Henrique, perhaps?
I was going to say Rico.
God damn. Yeah. Adam Henrique, where's the 35 goals you once scored for Anaheim? I'm sure it was that many.
I mean, if he could just be... I mean, to his credit, a lot of good chances for Rico last night. And I actually
had a chance in overtime yesterday, too, actually.
His last 4 periods have been the best 4-period stretch he's played in 3 months. I would go as far. That game last night, Liam, I don't think this is a stretch. That might be the best full hockey game the Edmonton Oilers have played since last June.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you could find a regular season game where they dominated Anaheim or San Jose or something.
Minnesota Wild, our Christmas party, is the only one that pops into my head.
Yeah, that one was good, but
this is a playoff game.
In terms of going up against an elite team and just pedal to the floor, dominating them for essentially 60 minutes, they haven't done that since...
Game 6. I saw people say Game 6 of the Cup final. I think the Oilers might have even said themselves that was our best game since then. Yeah. So it just shows the level they were at, and they were able to take some momentum from that overtime period. Obviously, Game 4, bring it into Game 5, and right from the get-go, wasn't the shots like 12-0 at one point?
Yeah.
It just felt like the ice.
And then LA needed a power play to get their first shot on that.
Yeah, and they played exceptionally yesterday. And we talked about it, didn't we? It was going to be tough for them to give that same effort they did in that overtime period, which people were clamoring for. But this was the next closest thing for me. Like, just the way they were able to apply so much pressure, limit so many chances to LA. Like, a lot of LA's chances came in the third period when they were just having to throw a lot on net. But yeah, just a dominant performance from the Edmonton Oilers from top to bottom. Everyone contributed last night.
Straight up. Again, I want to get to some comments here because I really want to know how you guys are all feeling because I'd imagine it's great. Zack Lang is also going to join us on the show, 12:30. We have a special delivery from our friends at Boston Pizza.
Whoa.
A little bit later on, their new Atomic Hot Wings.
Holy smokes.
I'm nervous about that. But before we get to the comments, just to give you a few more numbers last night, like we just had the board flashed up with the shots on goal from that hockey game. Let me give you the 5v5 numbers from Natural Stat Trick.
Okay.
Shot attempts, 62-39. Unblocked shot attempts, 50-29. Shots, 36-16. Scoring chances, 36-12. High danger looks. High danger shot attempts, which again, we have recognized is a bit of a flawed stat sometimes.
Yeah. But still, you can
when the
paint a
gap
picture.
is 21 to 4, 21 to 4.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah. That says a lot about how that hockey game went.
21 to 4. It's high for LA.
They were 7-0 in the first, 10-2 in the second, 4-2 in the third. Like, even when LA pushed, they just couldn't get looks unless they were gifted a power play. And the officiating is a whole different thing, and we're going to talk about that.
The officiating?
Yeah.
At the end of the game, it would have been nice to get that call.
I don't, well,
a
that
dangerous
or the
play.
Byfield one?
Yeah.
Byfield dove head first with two hands. That was insane.
left
But there was
the
no
game.
call.
Then came back. Like, what a roller coaster he must
Crazy.
have gone through. Yeah, the officiating special.
It was awful. Awful. Duran is in with the super chat. Guys, is it happening? The Kings are cracked. Darcy played his best and they lost. The coach is cooked. Not worried. We have the calm experience in the room. They won't be in over their heads on Thursday.
Is that what the Kings said the other way around coming into the weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
It's still such a close series, too. Like, at the end of the day, Darcy Kuemper was the best player yesterday. He was the best player on the ice.
Well, and here's what, and again,
You guys fair?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
1000%. That's fair. I waking up this morning. I mean, like last night, I saw our boy Rick talking to people at Greta, all that stuff. I was just so confident last night. I'm like, they're coming into our building and they're getting absolutely wiped on Thursday night. Like they might beat them 7-1 because that Kings team looked broken. And I don't think you can necessarily think like that if you're an Oilers fan. Was kind of like my sobering come to this morning because this Kings team's going to have a lot of pride. Losing that game on home ice like that, they went off the ice with their tail tucked between their legs, but it's not like they're just going to no-show on Thursday and roll over and die. Like, they're going to be very motivated. There's legit bad blood here. I don't think, and I see someone, Duran, I think was maybe the one who just put it in, like, are the Kings players just hoping for a big reset here and they don't care if they lose the series? No, not a chance. Not a chance. The Kings are going to give them a very good push, and the Oilers need to play really, really, really well on Thursday to win this series.
Yeah.
They're not just going to put their blades on the ice 1-2 and this thing's over. So it's going to be really tough on Thursday night. But the fact that last game, game 5, on home ice where the Kings win 75% of the time, Darcy Kuemper doing what Darcy Kuemper did, playing that well, McDavid and Draisaitl off the score sheet until the empty netter.
Yeah.
The fact you didn't win that game if you're the LA Kings, the fact that Edmonton threw their best pitch and you, I won't say you weren't close, but like if it wasn't for Darcy Kuemper, that game 7-1, like
Expected goals were like 6-1.
yeah, everything goaltending wise, McDavid and Draisaitl not scoring, the Oilers power play not looking all that sharp / getting a bit unlucky. Everything was going the Kings' way in that game except for a bounce at 6-on-5 to tie the game. Like, the fact they did not win that game, the low scoring game where their goalie should have stolen one, is like, man.
I completely agree. So I was reading the comments again. A lot of Klingberg stuff coming up.
If one of these people can find me a tweet or something that they had being like, John Klingberg's going to step in and be a massive, impactful defenseman.
He's been playing great.
He's been playing great, but like,
And I will give guys their flowers in the moment. But I would also give them the negativity
Yes.
around it too when they're playing bad. He didn't play well. He's come back and he's been awesome. I'm very happy that everyone's
me
doing
too.
well in this
And
team.
the Janmark thing, like I said, I have no problem laughing at myself for the Janmark thing because it is hilarious that this guy, again, just turns on the Jets and scores clutch goals for the Oilers. But you're not going to try to rub the Klingberg thing in with me because, like, no one saw that coming.
I was going to say, thought's gone.
I like this one.
It's thrown off by Klingberg.
I
God damn
know.
it.
I like this one from Randy, though. The Oilers haven't won anything yet. Perry better be reminding the room of that. Get comfortable. They lose in 7. Heads down. Pusher be embarrassed. Here's what I'll maybe say just off Randy, and maybe it's part of the reason why we should be really optimistic with this Oilers team. And, like, Corey Perry's presence, great. I do think he's a leader in that room. He absolutely is a leader in that room. But the idea that this is some Oilers team that doesn't know what they're doing in the Stanley Cup playoffs, how many teams have played more playoff games than them over the last 3 years? Just the Florida Panthers, I believe.
Yeah, I guess 2 cup finals. So.
Like, this Oilers team, over the last 4 seasons, has played LA, then Calgary, then Colorado, then LA, then Vegas, then LA, Vancouver, Dallas, and Florida. They've played 9 playoff series in the last 3 and a bit years. The idea that there's some team who isn't going to understand or doesn't understand what it takes to win in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, totally.
They're a very mature veteran team. Like Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl are not in their 4th, 5th, or 6th years anymore. These are guys in their 9th and 10th years. Darnell Nurse, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Zach Hyman. Like, this is not a young team. And if you want to, because we roasted them for this before, if you want to sit here and point to one pro or one little piece of upside to the Oilers having a lot of veterans on the team, as much as we laugh about the average age, laugh about their slow boots,
Moments like this
will not, should not, absolutely cannot phase them.
No, 100%. And I remember my thought now. I actually think them not scoring a ton of goals against LA yesterday might benefit them tomorrow. In the sense of, like, LA might have that belief. It's like, okay, well, our strategy, we were able to limit them to only 2 goals at 5-5, and we're still in this. Like, well, if the Oilers just come out and do the same thing again, I believe the Oilers are more likely to score more goals than Kuemper is to deny them as many times.
Yeah.
So I think it'll actually be a bit of a blessing in disguise in a good way, but we'll see. We had a question in from a couple of super chats from Hockey Jockey.
Okay.
Let me read him. He asked, would like to get your thoughts. I feel like LA built themselves to beat the Oilers. For that reason, you think LA is Edmonton's hardest matchup in the West?
I get where you're coming from. Like the idea that everything the Kings do, they do because they want to get past the Oilers. Every decision, offseason move, whatever. Sure. I also just think this Kings core, their identity as a team, it's just a rotten matchup for them in this series. Mm-hmm. So if you're to ask me, are the Oilers going to have an easier time with a Vegas should they get to round 2? Should the Oilers or Vegas get to round 2? No. Vegas is a very, very good team. Like, again, the big differentiator, I will say it again, and I've already said it 1,000 times, the biggest differentiator between the Oilers and the Kings is that the Oilers have 2 true star players. And while the Kings have a collection of good players, their 2 superstars are old and not what they used to be in Doughty and Kopitar, right? Whereas I think you can look at Vegas and it's like, man, Jack Eichel is a star.
Yeah.
And he's more of a star on the defensive side as his career's gone on than he is, but he did have a great productive season. Mark Stone is like a star. You know, like Vegas has the ability to at least keep it closer in that regard with the Edmonton Oilers. So, yeah, like, I mean, listen, we're not doing a round 2 preview because this series isn't over yet. And again, I think it's dangerous to just think that the Kings are going to roll over and die. Although, as Aaron was showing me before the show, if you go on the Kings subreddit right now,
we can do it later. We can do it now.
Yeah, we can do it a little bit later because we do still have a lot that I want to get through. But, like, man, that fan base is in shambles. And, like, again, not to preview Game 6 because we haven't even finished looking back at Game 5. If you're in that Kings room and you're down 2-0 after the first period and that building is rocking and shaking and you're sitting in the same locker room where you've been eliminated and had to take off your skates for the last time in 2 of the last 3 years, you can be the strongest group mentally in the league. You can't tell me that that's not going to weigh on you a little bit, right?
Yeah, those thoughts will always creep in. They're only human at the end of the day.
Yeah. Dacky, I would argue Byfield will be their star. They just need one more, maybe Mitch Marner. And yeah, again, that's a conversation for if/when the Edmonton Oilers eliminate the LA Kings. We don't need to do that now. Instead, I want to keep going back through last night's hockey game. It is our scoring summary, and it is brought to you by RV Easy. At RV Easy, your motorhome or travel trailer isn't just for getaways, it's a money maker on wheels. Most RVs sit parked in the driveway. With RV Easy, you can rent out your motorhome or travel trailer and earn over $20,000 this year. Founded, owned, and operated by Canadians, RV Easy takes care of everything, including full insurance coverage provided for every rental. Choose when to rent, set your own pricing, and list for free today at RVEasy.com. That's RVEZY.com. RV Easy, rent your RV, make money easy. Scoring summary. Last night, the Edmonton Oilers, they come out of the gates and they are just dominating the Kings. Shots are 19-4 in the first period. It goes to the second period, somehow tied at 0, which did have me feeling a little bit uneasy.
Nice.
Get it? Especially because in the first period, okay, maybe we can do a little officiating talk. Kuzmenko trips Hyman in the first period. That was the first penalty. That was greasy.
A bit spooky.
Little neon knee action.
I wouldn't say greasy. I think
Kuzmenko's stick, he knew what he was doing.
I think he tried to pull out of it a bit, though, too. I don't think it was I think it was bad. I think he got his punishment.
Then the Janmark roughing call after the whistle.
Yeah, that was a penalty. He ran him right into the goalie. Out of nowhere.
If, Brant Clark runs Evander Kane at the end of the game in the third period, right? End of the whistle, puts him in the net. If that's not called, but it gets called in the first period, it's the same thing for me with what Janmark did, the exact same thing Brant Clark did.
That and arguably worse.
Now it's the third period with a couple minutes left, so I do understand swallowing your whistle, but
that the standard just changes everywhere. And on one hand, again, earlier in this series, remember that penalty call, Wallman cross-checks Danault to put the Oilers down 5-on-3, cost them game 1.
Yes.
LA scored right away. They called that to put a team down 5-on-3. Mm-hmm. You usually need to commit a murder to go down 5-on-3, especially on a penalty that is during a scrum in front of the net. But if you're going to call that one, and the standard is, we don't care about the scenario, if you commit an infraction, you're going to the penalty box. Then you absolutely have to call Brant Clark.
I agree.
That's why the Janmark thing pisses me off, is because it's the Oilers are the only team getting penalties out of these scrums. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. I just think they were both penalties.
Yeah, they were. Also, again, there were really bad misses in that first period outside of the Janmark one. I know, in fairness, Connor McDavid, I think, got away with high sticking a King in the first period at one point. That was, again, when the Oilers were already down 5-on-4, I believe. But there was another penalty right before that the refs missed. Oh, it was when they got the 2-on-1. LA did, and it was only because Kempe stepped up in the neutral zone and just cross-checked, I think it was Bouchard, down to the ice. The refs just didn't call it, because at that point, the Oilers got the first power play. You don't want to gift wrap them a second one when they're playing so well.
And there was also, too, at the end of the first period, McDavid, I know he had hold of the stick initially. After he let go, he still got another shot in from Gavrikov.
Which is, how is that any different than what Wallman did to Danault in game 1?
Yeah, I would just say it's different officials.
Sure, but again, then it's a league problem that your officials suck, and they do. Ask any, clear. And here's the other thing: ask any fan of any team in these playoffs, and they will be like, "Man, the officiating's been garbage in our series."
Yeah, 100%. It's been terrible. They're the best in the world, though.
Second period, Darnell Nurse, easy Gary. Darnell Nurse trips Alex Turcotte, and he absolutely did. That's a penalty.
That pissed me off. Not because the penalty was the right penalty, but it's God damn it, this fourth line has been so irrelevant. They're barely playing, and we're taking a tripping penalty against them.
The fourth line for the Kings drew 2 penalties in the first 30 minutes of the game. And LA makes him pay. Andrei Kuzmenko deflects in a point shot from Anze Kopitar. And again, and maybe I just wasn't in a great headspace last night, but I see this going, and I'm just God, is this going to be... Basically, and I'll say this again later in the game because it's what I was saying in the moment, but is this going to be the inverse of game 4 where the Kings deserve to win game 4 and it's somehow the Oilers got some timely goals and won this game in overtime. So I'm sitting there being the Oilers played so well and we're going to get a taste of our own medicine here in this series. Yeah. That's what I was thinking after this goal.
I wasn't thinking game 4 this year. I was thinking game 4 last year.
Yeah, that's fair too.
You look at the shots, the Oilers had nothing. They got 1 power play and they scored immediately. And I maybe a bit of a different feeling because the Oilers were dominating so much and obviously different teams, but kind of just felt that way. It's God damn it. But a good tip by Kuzmenko. He's been largely irrelevant on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most screen time he was kind of getting before this game was when he was like laughing during anthems and stuff like that.
Harmonic.
But yeah, Kuzmenko scores, good goal, sure, whatever. Oilers then get a power play of their own. Drew Doughty trips Leon Draisaitl. Stick to like the back of the calf. I actually thought it was a little bit weak, but it's always hard to judge how much force a guy has. Like,
I think the one before was more of a penalty than that one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Either way, Oilers miss on the power play. They end up going 0 for 2 with the man advantage. But as the penalty expires, John Klingberg makes an absolutely just silky smooth pass and a great play in general. Finds Evander Kane, whose shot goes off Vlad Gavrikov up and over Darcy Kuemper. And boom, there's a crack in Darcy Kemper's armor. It took a puck going off of his defenseman's stick and just over top of him. But Moss-Pitt goes crazy. Love seeing Mama Stanley up there. Evander Kane. I was nervous. Like, we hadn't seen the best of Evander Kane in a really, really long time, dating back to last season, right? Like, he was banged up throughout the end of the playoffs. Obviously, didn't play in game 6 and 7. And like, I know a lot of people love to just sit there and be super optimistic that Kane is going to step onto the ice and just be this dominant force that we saw 18 months ago. And my thing was, he's in his 30s now. Who knows if the boots are still going to be there, which I don't quite know if they are. But, like, who knows how effective he could be? It's part of the reason I was sitting there saying you need to play him on the fourth line. And, like, I'm not even going to walk back that take. I think it was a good take. And I will say there are still a lot of moments in the D zone where he doesn't move that well. But, like, dude, I give him all the credit in the world for finding ways, even though I don't think he's still at his best, he is finding ways to be effective. He now has 2 massive goals in this series. And I was bitching hard because he wasn't moving on a couple of D-zone shifts in the third period. And I said, I want him on the bench. I don't want him moving. And then he blocked a massive shot with like 2 minutes left. So I give Evander Kane so much credit, man. The way he's jumped in after basically not playing hockey for 10 months and found a way to be effective for this team has been massive. And he's been nothing short of series changing.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. And obviously just having him healthy has been such a bonus for this team. Like, in comparison to the other guys that have had to come back into the lineup after missing time, like, he's healthy. He's ready to go. He's probably the healthiest guy on the team, to be honest. And it just seems like he's so bought in for the team. And even last night, too. Like, I know he's taken a couple of penalties. One of them a bit unlucky on Brant Clark. But when he goes in to defend McDavid, I don't think he could have... he could have got in much more aggressively, and he could have just been a lone guy that was pulled out of the pile. But I think he did it the correct way, and it shows me that he's, like, all business, which is fantastic to have. And that second line of him, Nugent Hyman, has been series changing, I would argue. Yeah. Like, it's been fantastic.
Hyman double-digit hits again.
Also, the 2 guys that combined on that goal have been out forever. Klingberg and Kane. They didn't play all season.
Yeah, this would have been like only the second or third game they would have been in the lineup together. Yeah. Okay, people in the chat are being like, Kane's done so well. WTF, Tyler? Kane's been great. What are you talking about? Yes, I'm saying Kane's been great. Yeah. I'm just timely goals. That's awesome. The physicality has been really, really good. I love that he was trying to fight Vlad Gavrikov.
Toughest guy in the league.
I don't think he's been like hurt. I don't think he's been perfect or whatever like that. Like, I was just pointing out that there are still some learning curve moments for him in his own end. Those have always existed though with Evander Kane. So whatever. Again,
sure he is.
Evander Kane, massive part of that victory last night, but a massive part of 2 victories now in this series.
I did think it was very ironic that it was Gavrikov that had the puck deflected off him.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, you cannot sit there and cross-check McDavid on the ground and act like you're the cool guy in this situation when someone tries to do it. And then he goes and he's just a whole thing. It's like, that guy sucks, but he's not the most hated guy I have on the Kings team. We'll get to him later.
Yeah. Tyler's out to lunch on Kane. I'm saying he's playing great. And I would argue with Rusty saying he's fully bought in just because, again, if you're not seeing the D-zone stuff, I don't know what to tell you if you're not seeing the D-zone stuff, but he has been great and has had a massive impact in this series, and he's been much, much better than I thought he was going to be. I'm totally saying that. Tyler pointing out flaws at the moment. It's all right. Kane will keep getting better. Yes, he absolutely should keep getting better. That's the other thing, too, is like he should continue to get up to speed. His conditioning should continue to improve, and those D-zone mistakes should hopefully go away as he gets through more scenarios. It's a reps thing. And like, again, the Oilers have thrown him into the deep end here. They're playing him significant heavy minutes where he has to take on really, really hard matchups. Like, I'm not even like saying that to roast him or anything like that. I'm just pointing out the total picture of Evander Kane's game. I don't know why you guys can't handle that. Whatever. Third period. 1-1. And again, I had the same feeling, Liam, where I'm like, oh, God damn it. This is going to be This is the payback for games 3 and 4. Like, we're going to play so well. This is the best the Oilers have looked in who knows how long. Mm-hmm. And the Kings are just going to get some shit luck. And it turns out it was the Oilers who got the bounces. Victor Arvidsson takes a shot from the outside. You love when our boy Arvy's taking shots from the outside.
It's the best.
Like,
what a sequence this was for us.
This is why you take shots basically on the ice from the top of the circle, because sometimes they bounce to your teammate back door and he finishes it off. Brutal rebound control by Kuemper. A massive stroke of luck for the Edmonton Oilers. I love the celebration, seeing Jake Wallman, and we'll talk about him when Zach pops on the show. But like, again, the fact that this goes off Kuemper's blocker on a low shot and somehow just ends up right. That's why I wrote what I wrote on the board today, Team of Destiny. Because like, this is the kind of shit that happens to a team of destiny. And they played so well that they deserved the bounce. I absolutely loved this. I loved being in Greta when everyone's looking at me and laughing that it was Janmark who scored. It's so good. And I love that a guy like Victor Arvidsson in this fourth line, like RV and Podkolzin got the assist. This and the RV Podkolzin duo in particular, it's reminding me a lot of the Brown Janmark duo of last year, where like we went all regular season being like, you need more from these guys. You need more from these guys. And then you get to the playoffs and they're settling into this really nice role. Like Connor Brown, when the Oilers signed him last year, was signed to what? Ride shotgun with either McDavid or Draisaitl and score 25 goals.
And he certainly did not do that.
No, he was far from that. But the playoffs came around and they found a role for him. The expectation changed and it was like, hey, be a good fourth liner who kills penalties and you can make a really good impact. And what we've seen this playoff so far, I think from Arvidsson and Podkolzin, is like they bring energy. They make a lot of good sure-handed plays with the puck. And hey, when you have skill and you have NHL quality depth throughout your lineup, sometimes shit like this will happen and they'll win you a hockey game. So, yeah, full marks to that fourth line. I really, really like them. I hope Knobloch keeps them together here.
Good. Like, jokes aside, the Arvidsson shot, the difference between that one and ones that he's had most of the season is there's usually no one else around.
Yeah.
Like, he was able to, like someone said in the chat, like, Networks was saying it was an intentional shot. I was like, yeah, I think it was an intentional shot. The way he did it, it was a low off the pad. Like, obviously saw Janmark kind of up there, like a bit lucky from the Wallman exit pass.
Yeah.
But the Oilers haven't had many of those bounces this series, and now it seems to kind of turn in their way. And yeah, good contribution from the fourth line on a team that has no depth.
Mm-hmm. Going up against this just
powerhouse of a Kings lineup.
Just all these depth, and oh my God, every line is so good. And Jim Hiller's playing Adrian Kempe on defense because he doesn't trust anybody else. Like,
God,
ridiculous.
that must be like, we'll get to that in a little bit too. But like, if you're a defenseman, like just about to jump over, like
that's what Doobie said.
Brent Clark jumping over, Jim Hiller puts his hand on and said, "No, Adrian." I was like, "What?"
Mulik Arvidsson shot was a pass off the pad, totally meant to put it there. Yeah. Like I told, it also went off Kemper's blocker. I think.
I don't know what it was.
Play the goal again, but I'm like, and also those like
he knocked it right to him.
Yeah, the pad like that's a nice little bit of luck, but like, yeah, he punches that over there.
No, it's pad.
Was it pad?
I could tell with my beady eyes.
There's no way. I'm closer to the monitor than you.
Let me get a closer look.
Yeah. That's just... Oh, we're going full screen now. Yeah. Blocker. Liam! Can we get a freeze frame on this, please?
My best pausing. That's in the
Liam,
air.
That's in the air.
Definitely lifts up his pad. It's not a save goalies usually make. But
anyways,
just clips up his ankle a little bit. Right
back to my point. Darcy Kuemper wasn't making mistakes all game, and that's not like a weak goal by any means, but it is very interesting that, again, the one little tiny mistake that Kuemper makes goes right to our Janmark stick.
I'll call that a weak goal. If that's Stuart Skinner, we're destroying him.
Oh, yeah. People kill Stuart Skinner for that one, totally. Also, you had a great moment in post-game where you talked about how the Oilers have, or Doobie maybe talked about how the Oilers have exposed something on Darcy Kuemper.
Oh, yeah. It was beautiful. So I brought this up on pre-gaming. Shout out Kevin Woodley because he was on the Jason Greger show. And he was breaking down how the Oilers haven't necessarily solved Darcy Kuemper, but they've been driving the puck at him. They've been taking it low, bringing it to him. And then he goes, you know who scouts the other goaltender and finds their weaknesses? goalie coach Dustin Schwartz. Shout out to him. So maybe he's a big factor in this whole Darcy Kuemper Vezina. Not so much in the postseason. I don't know.
All 3 goalies up for the Vezina, up for elimination, besides Hellebuck, but will be tonight.
Good save. The Kings put together a hell of a push with the goalie out. And
They sure
Calvin
did.
Pickard just stood tall.
The one on Kuemper was sick.
Is that the wraparound? The wraparound was my favorite.
Yeah, that was good. No, it was when Kuemper was kind of like coming through the
Kempe?
crowd. Yeah, god damn it, so annoying.
Well,
Like Kempe, Adrian, Darcy. You know what I mean, the defenseman.
yeah. The Kings put together a hell of a push at 6-on-5, but I will also say the way the Oilers just kind of stayed in their system and, again, just waited for their opportunity to pounce and get the puck out, didn't overcommit, really didn't give the Kings, like, the wraparound was good, the Kempe chance was good, but, like, the Kings didn't have, like, a chance off an Oilers breakdown that was, like, a clean-seamed one-time or whatever. Like, I give Edmonton a ton of credit for how they played 6-on-5, and then Ryan Nugent-Hopkins seals this one up with 58 seconds to go, hammering one into the empty net. McDavid and Draisaitl get on the board, which extends Leon's point streak against the Kings to 19 games.
19 games.
Holy moly.
Somebody could have won trivia last night.
Yeah, there we go.
A
Greta was about
Draisaitl empty netter would have gone a long way.
For the love
for
of the
some
game.
people. I mean,
For all
when
of
they
us.
pulled Kuemper again for no particular reason, I was sitting there being like, put McDavid back on the ice, put McDavid back on the ice. Come on, I need Connor back on the ice. Missed my bet last night because of that.
I missed all of them.
Yeah, I missed every single bet I made last night. But that's fine because the Oilers won, so I don't care. I
Yep.
consider that just donating money to the hockey gods. Had to be done. Had to be done. Oilers are now up 3-2.
Bet365 should add that in there.
Donation.
For the hockey gods.
Yeah, that'd be a good little line.
Special.
Good karma.
Oh, Dustin
Dustin
Schwartz
Schwartz
is in. $13.99 to the Ben Stelz Foundation.
Hey.
He said, "In dust we trust." I'm all in with you, Dusty.
That is great. All right, that's the scoring summary for our friends at RV Easy. Also, Liam, can you give the people an update before we get to our guest? Will you be in the building for Game 6?
I will be in the building tomorrow for Game 6. So that is very exciting. Thank you, Mistaken Mexican, again. It is very, extremely generous. I literally don't know how I will pay you back in any manner.
That's an unreal move. From
I'll
Mistaken
shake
Mexican.
your hand firmly and say thank you so much. But I will be there.
Let's
with
get him some
McMullet.
nation gear.
Yeah, I'll find you something. Used or new.
Game used Liam Horrobin Nation gear. How does that sound?
Sounds awesome.
Give him the DFO hoodie with the blood on it.
Then that's how you know it's the real stuff. So I'm going with McMullet tomorrow. You'll see me on the telly. You guys know where he sits.
Yep.
We'll be there.
We'll be
Come
sitting
down.
nice and close to each
We
other
will
then.
be. Come down, take a picture of McMullet. I'll take it for you.
Or maybe people want a picture with you.
No, it's okay. No one wants
What are you going to wear?
to? Drysdale jersey.
Hell
I
yeah.
wore it yesterday.
The Orange Crush?
Oh, yeah. Barely fit as a spot. It's
Right.
whatever it takes at this
Hey.
point.
3-0 with that?
Oh, yeah.
Don't
Hey,
change it there.
also,
Because of the neck ears.
you back the fuck up. Also,
I love saying that under your breath in the microphone.
Oilers haven't lost since I turned 29 in my 29 era. Just saying.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying. Okay, let's get to our guest segment for today. Our guest line is brought to you by Star Mechanical, Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what makes them one of Edmonton's best locally owned companies by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. You can do it all at Star Mechanical. How do we get Zach's mic all up?
Let's get this right today.
Uh,
There we go.
I'll kill the time.
broken.
That's a good question.
How about the weather?
Weather
How about
outside is weather, Liam.
It is a bit windy today.
That's
Slight
a lot.
winds coming in from east to west. Expecting a little bit of drizzle later this afternoon.
That's good.
But
There we
I
go.
would expect sunshine tomorrow when the Oilers look to take down the LA Kings and move on
Pulsating
to the
weather.
second round.
Zach
Stanley
Lang,
Cup Playoffs.
Oilersnation.com. Managing editor, is that the title?
Associate editor.
You and Coombsy.
Coombsy's the ME.
Like that episode of The Office when Michael and Jim are the bosses.
That's right.
Famously worked out. But it is working out great for us. Appreciate you swinging by.
Assistant to the regional manager.
The Oilers win a game where Darcy Kuemper was at his A+. It was a low-scoring one, and McDavid and Draisaitl basically weren't on the score sheet. even though they played so good, I still almost feel like they stole that game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A little
like,
bit.
Like when it's 1-1 in the third and you're like, God, is a shitty bounce just going to like go the Kings' way and whatever. But like that feels like when we looked at this series at the jump, it's like Darcy Kuemper is so good, he probably steals the Kings one game. And it's like, okay, that was actually probably the game. I don't think he can be better. I don't think Connor and Leon can obviously be less productive. Like that's what has me feeling the most confident going into game 6.
Yeah, I mean, the Oilers were able to go there and roll 4 lines all night long, and they hemmed the Kings in at basically every turn. Probably one of the most complete games we've seen from the Edmonton Oilers in the last calendar year, I would say. Just a tremendous effort all around. Like again, like you said, you don't need much for McDavid and Draisaitl or that top line. You get some depth goals. John Klingberg, huge play for the Evander Kane goal. Mattias Janmark scoring off the rebound. It's great to see the depth kind of pick up some of this slack. Like this is exactly what we've been waiting for a long time here in Edmonton this season, is like the depth to kind of come up clutch. And I really felt like they did last night.
What's more surprising, John Klingberg looking competent or Jake Wallman looking elite?
Oh, John Klingberg looking competent. Not even close. I mean, we all know that Jake Wallman's a great defenseman, but John Klingberg looks like the John Klingberg of kind of old, like he's like, looking really good, like shockingly good, I would say. I've really been impressed with his game. Like he's moving the puck incredibly well. He's skating well. Like I thought his defensive play has been good too. Yeah. He's using his body and his size. Like that's not something it felt like he ever really did a ton of before, but yeah, he has been absolutely excellent for the Oilers.
What did you make of the second line? Nuge, Kane, Hyman.
Loved it.
It's the best.
Yeah, I was really impressed.
Which is interesting because Nuge was kind of getting caved a little bit as a center earlier in the series.
Yeah, he was. But Hyman and Kane on the wings, I mean, it just adds some extra oomph. Like Zack Hyman's second game in a row with over 10 plus hits, right? Like that's crazy numbers right there. Kane obviously getting under the skin of the Kings players. Like I thought that was maybe, like obviously he had game 3, I think, goal and an assist. Yeah. But it felt like he was more effective last night than he had been at all in this series, especially early on in that game. You think of Gavrikov on McDavid there and Kane come flying in like that and then getting into it with Gavrikov again. And how hilarious is it that his goal deflects off of Gavrikov's sticking in? Like it's just sweet, poetic, karmic justice.
If you had to list your top 3 most hated players on the Kings, who would they be? From
yes,
3 to
yes,
1.
and yes.
Yes.
All of them.
All of them? Yeah, I mean,
they suck. They're pissing me off. Like
they
that
are.
Brent Clark, what is that?
Like you play 8 minutes a night, man. Like, come on. Like the cross check on Kane into the net was so ridiculous.
It's a very dangerous play.
It is. Like it really is. I was shocked they didn't call that one.
The officiate, I mean, not calling that Byfield penalty shot when the ref was standing right over the net. I don't understand how you missed that.
Absurd. Even Elliot Friedman was upset about that one, and he's been glazing the refs all series long. Like, I mean, it was like I couldn't believe that they missed that one. That was such an egregious miss.
So the power plays. Oh yeah, we can get a look at it here. That's a good point. Credit to Sportsnet for the highlights, by the way. Again, the officials right there, and Byfield dives in with 2 hands. Like it's not like he was laying on the ice or like something was obstructing him. Like he pounces on it like a cat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like you want a can of cat food, Tyler?
Oh boy. The more you watch it, the more insane it is.
And the funniest thing about this too is the referee, when you watch this angle here, the ref gets over top of it afterwards and then points at the puck squeaking out from underneath. Like, how do you think that happened? Like, that's not just like right here, watch. He's like, oh, there it is. Well, yeah, no shit. Why did that happen? It was crazy.
I just feel like these I know people don't love reviews, but this is such an easy one for Toronto to call down and be like, hey, he covered it up with his hand. It's a penalty shot. Like, help him out a little bit. The refs, they're going to miss shit. Yeah. This one was probably one they shouldn't have missed. Obviously, but the cameras are there. Like, we can all see at home. How can they not call and be like, hey, yeah, that's a penalty shot?
As much as I don't think we need more reviews in hockey,
such an easy one.
Do you just do something where, any play in the crease is reviewable then? A kick, a cover, whatever, you can challenge it and say, hey, we think he covered that puck in the crease. It's such a rare thing that I would hate for it to turn into a thing like offsides did, where we're spending 8 minutes reviewing, is his hand on it, next to it? Is there that would suck. But when it's so cut and dry like that, it is frustrating that we will review an offside, like in the Vegas Minnesota game, for this much, but then something like that that's so blatant and gets missed. How is that not a penalty? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say, like, maybe every goal should be under review like the NFL does touchdowns, but obviously that wasn't a goal, so that doesn't really fit. But like, I just think there should be an ability for them to call and be like, hey, this is this. If it's something that I guess can result in a penalty shot by the rulebook.
Other shows obviously have officiating analysts that are former NHL refs or things like that nature. We have my cousin Josh, who refs in the SJHL.
Nice.
He says that wasn't a miss. That's a ref cowarding out of making a call. So can't argue with our officiating analyst.
That's what we got.
Listen, I would love to stick up. Case closed. I'd love to stick up for the refs.
I have a question actually for Josh.
Okay.
Should I send him a link? We'll bring him on.
This is a real question. The Brent Clark cross-check. Mm-hmm. Could that be considered a major for intent to injure?
Because it's into the net.
Like, yeah, it's a direct shot into the net. He had no interference on the play. Like, I know I'm talking extremes here, and it probably was just a minor, but I feel like if anything could be called, like, that's a very dangerous play into the net.
Yeah. I think because it's the Kings, yes.
Yes, agreed. I'm Brent Clark.
Well, what's so interesting
Let's
about
see what he says.
I keep catching myself because I have to keep being like, hey, this series is not over yet. You do have to win one more hockey game, and Thursday is an absolutely massive one. But it's funny to think of all the narratives of years past, of reasons why Kings fans would, or crutches Kings fans would use, right? Wait till we get our goaltending sorted out, and you did, and it's still 3-2 Oilers. Or the Oilers are just power play merchants, and yet in this series, the power plays are... Kings are getting 3.77 a game. The Oilers are getting 2.45, second fewest amongst all teams in round one. And they are one of only three teams to be averaging fewer than 3 penalty minutes a game. And out of those teams who are averaging fewer than 3 penalty minutes per game, or 3 penalties per game, the other 2 teams are also averaging less than 3 calls against them. Like, the gap is the biggest it is in any series. All those things are gone. Like, the Oilers beating this Kings team with the special teams not going their way and the goaltending still not going their way. It's just such a crazy example of, like, just have their number.
Yeah, like, you can't help but just kind of chuckle a little bit at it, right? Because for all those reasons that you listed, it felt like this was maybe the year the Kings were going to beat the Oilers. They go up 2-0 in the series, and now the Oilers have roared back and, like, are looking at eliminating them in 6. Like, this to me is arguably the funniest possible outcome for this series as an entirety, right? Like, you know, we're like, the Oilers are down 2-0, and it's like, okay, well, you understand why. And then all of a sudden it's just like a flip switch is in game 3 in the third period, and it's like, oh yeah, we can actually just hammer these guys. And I think there's a lot of credit for blowing the series, I guess, that Jim Hiller deserves.
Oh yeah. I
mean, the usage of the defensemen and the forwards has been weird, and they look absolutely exhausted. Like, from the get-go in game, like, and also, last night.
This is one of the few series that never had a 2-day break at any point.
Yep.
Which, again, you should know as the coach. Like, this was going to be a deep series, and once you blew game 3, I feel like he should have made an adjustment of, like, okay, we're not sweeping this thing. I got to think about trying to win this in 6 or 7. Even last night, that fourth line drew 2 penalties in the first 25 minutes of the game, and they finished the game with 5 minutes time on ice. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And, like, again, like, the Kings just look like they can't keep up now. And the fact that the Oilers have been able to roll their lines the way that they have has been huge. And especially last night, it felt like, because, you know, they load up the top line at the last minute, and they obviously going to dominate out there pretty much any shift on any single game. But the fact that the second, third, and fourth lines were able to be really effective, like, I think just really speaks to how gassed this Kings team is. And even last night, like, I think Jordan Spence only played like 8 minutes or something like that. And then again, you know, like you mentioned, the fourth line, 4 or 5 minutes out there. So the Oilers are definitely looking to take advantage of that.
8:03 for Jordan Spence.
Josh said it could have been definitely considered a major.
But it was no penalty because it was late in the game, and you can't give the Oilers a power play then.
What happened in the Toronto game yesterday? I didn't watch the game, but a bunch of stuff on Ridley Gregg. Didn't he take a bad penalty towards the end of the game?
He did. He took a bad penalty, but then the Sens scored shorthanded and tied and took a 2-0 lead. Did you know the Leafs power play in closeout games, so games where they have a chance to eliminate the other team, is 0 for their last 30? The last time they scored a power play goal in an elimination game, Patrick Marleau scored it.
Oh my God.
That's a wheeze.
And that's crazy because their power play was rolling in the first couple of games of that series.
Oh, yeah. And they were scoring in like 25 seconds every time they had an opportunity. It's, man, it's almost, again, the Kings being down 3-2 in this series to the Oilers, it feels like they're down 3-0. Like, it feels like that task is so insurmountable for them because of the history and everything that's in their head. That Toronto series is almost like a similar thing where, like, they're up 3-2. They just have to win one of the next 2 games, and one of them is at home. Yeah. But it feels like they're down 3-2.
That's going to 7, and Toronto winning game 7. That's my
You think?
prediction. Which I don't, like, I really couldn't care less who wins, but I just want it to go 7. Just for the sweat.
I had Sens in 7 in my bracket as one of my big upsets. So
imagine if I know, again, similar lines between the Kings and the Leafs should things play out. Like, if the Kings lose this in 6 games and it's 4 straight losses to the Oilers, Hiller has to be gone. If Rob Blake doesn't have a contract for next year, Frank said, I highly doubt Rob Blake is back. Apparently he's been offered a contract and said he doesn't want to like do that until the offseason. So like
silly of him.
The Kings might just be totally have to tear this thing down, but like, how do you do that? And then same thing for the Leafs. Like, if they lose and blow this, what do you do if you're Toronto?
Yeah,
your core is rotten, obviously.
Adrian Kempe has 1 year left at $5.5 million after this year.
Cool. So he needs a big extension.
Kopitar has 1 year left after this one, $7 million. The only guys they have signed are Fiala, Byfield, Fiala till 1 more year after that, and then Trevor Moore is up there too.
They've got a decent core.
They definitely
like they've got
do.
a decent young core, right? That can stay competitive, and we saw that this season. If Rob Blake is out, which I mean he probably should be after, if the Oilers manage to beat the Kings here, like you got to wonder what the Kings do, right? Because it doesn't feel like they have any tremendous prospects in the system or anything like that right now.
Them all.
They've traded them all, and it's very clearly not working here for the Kings.
Yeah, also Mike Richards still getting paid till 2028 by the Kings. I wonder if he can come back. He's only 40.
Man, that wasn't like a compliance buyout either. That was like a straight up, they had to buy him out.
Bought him out, in 2018, 2019
They
season.
have...
Good Lord, that feels like 18 years ago.
Yeah, that was a crazy deal. What was his contract? I've not thought about Mike Richards.
Yeah. So they have $23 million in projected cap space. They need to sign Laferriere, and maybe bring back Gavrikov. Well, you have to. Who are your other defensemen? Thank God they have Joel Edmondson for 4 more years.
Well, the good news is they can just put Adrian Kempe on the blue line.
Yeah. Well, hey, Liam, you want to talk about that? We're going to make it our one big take for Service Credit Union. The contest ends today, by the way. The Service Big Share Contest. Your chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Anyone can enter by becoming a member and saving with Service. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Service Big Share Contest. Service.ca/win. Liam, you liked it. I don't mind the strategy, but I don't like the message it sends. But explain why you liked it.
I just think it was something that was able to throw the Oilers off a little bit. Like, nothing was working for them offensively.
No.
And it felt like when he got out there and the puck was on his stick as a defenseman, the Oilers were slightly thrown off. And they were able to attack a little bit more. Obviously, he had a really good chance when the net was empty. It's just something you wouldn't expect. And I don't know if they could do it again, to be honest. Like, it's obviously something they haven't tried so far this series. But I liked it. And it just shows how good of a player Adrian Kempe is.
I didn't mind it, and I agree with what you're saying, but to me it just also shows a very desperate, grasping Jim Miller.
100%. Yeah, 1,000,000%. Like, Brent Clark could have probably gone out there and done a similar job.
Well, like, why? It's just like, why does you had an 82-game regular season where you were such a good, deep team. Him abandoning that is just mind-blowing, and you'd have to think, to some extent, the players are aware of that.
Oh, you would think so.
100%.
Especially the defenseman. Like, I can't believe Jordan Spence isn't playing in this series. And admittedly, not watched him all season. But last year in the playoffs, he was good. He played like 50 minutes a night.
He averaged 16 minutes a night this regular season, which is inflated because of Drew Doughty being out. But still, how do you go from 14 minutes to 5?
I remember when Doughty was out, it's a good point of like people being like, man, Clark and Spence, they're going to get all these minutes under their belt. It's going to help the Kings so much. And now they just don't play. It's the strangest thing. I don't get it. I appreciate it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, it's really weird for sure. And I tweeted about this last night. Like, it just speaks to how poor that depth really is on that blue line. I mean, they're really only comfortable running 4 guys out there on a regular basis. And like even Gavrikov has been playing a little bit fewer minutes than the other 3 guys that are out there in Anderson, Doughty, and Edmondson. And again, like these are like, I mean, Anderson's the youngest of the 3, but like, especially with Doughty and Edmondson, like these aren't young, spry defensemen anymore. Right. And like even Drew Doughty, for, you know, as good as he's been for so long, like it's catching up to him, and you can really see it here. And he had a significant amount of time off this season as well. Like he doesn't quite have as much wear and tear as everybody else does, but he looks gassed out there. Edmondson looks gassed out there. Mikey Anderson, I mean, he's swimming like he always is. But yeah, it's been pretty shocking to see for sure. Like you got to think that's an area they really look to address this summer.
Well, is Gavrikov going to re-sign?
Who knows?
We gave you guys a super chat from C Green, $5. Said, I've been listening for the show for about 3 years now down in Oklahoma. So shout out to C Green.
Go Thunder.
Go Barons.
Go Barons. Thunder are Canada's team, though.
Are they? Why?
Shea.
They're on the Raptors Canada's team?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Lou Dort. They got 2 good Canadians.
They're the playoff Canadian team.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, let's keep cruising along here. You good to stick around for a little bit?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got a fun thing we're going to do in a bit for Boston Pizza. But first, let's go outside of this series with Edmonton and get to the menu for tonight. It's brought to you by the Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer.
Meet the Ninja Crispy Portable Cooking System. The power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hand.
The Ninja Crispy 4-in-1 Portable Glass Air Fryer is an all-in-one system that includes 4-quart, 6-cup Tupperware glass containers and 2 storage lids. With the Crispy Power Pod, you get the power of a full-sized air fryer in the palm of your hands. The 4-quart container fits 4 pounds of chicken or veggies, and you can cook a personal-sized meal in 7 minutes in the 6-cup container. Max Crisp, bake, air fry, re-crisp, do it all with the Ninja Crispy. Visit their website with the link in our description, and stay tuned, because before this is all done, we're going to be giving one away to one of our lucky viewers. Zach, you're a big air fryer guy.
Big air fryer guy. I love an air fryer. Fascinated by this new concept of the air fryer.
It's basically an air fryer on the go. It's something. It fits in the palm of your hand. Very good stuff. Tonight in the NHL, it is an elimination night in Washington. The Capitals can put away the Montreal Canadiens. Game 5 of that series goes at 5 o'clock. The Florida Panthers can put away the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay has 2 of the final 3 games on home ice, but they're going to have to win all 3 of those games. They trail 3-1 to the defending Stanley Cup champions. And then,
how about that thing today with John Cooper?
That is interesting. So was it Larry Brooks? I think it was. So you always need to just kind of like raise an eyebrow when it's Larry Brooks.
Larry's not most reliable.
But his report was that he had been hearing rumblings. John Cooper is apparently very good friends with Ryan Smith out in Utah. And the idea was Cooper, who signed a 1-year extension to take him through next season, if the Lightning are bounced in the first round, he might step away and go run Utah.
Like, what do you mean run?
That's what Larry Brooks said. He would go run. I don't know. See, and I don't know if he meant like run their bench and be their coach, or if he meant like, here's the end of his report. Plugged in individuals told me not to be surprised if he leaves Tampa to take over the operation in Utah, owned by close friend Ryan Smith.
I don't peg John Cooper as the kind of guy who would want to be anywhere in a hockey organization besides behind the bench.
I know. I kind of get that too.
Yeah, he's a bit too animated to be a GM or something like that, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
He's also a great coach.
He's a great coach.
And he's probably going to want to coach Canada at the Olympics next year. Probably kind of a GM coach the team.
Yeah.
You know? So
Isn't he already the coach?
yeah, but that's what I mean.
But maybe it's like Ryan Smith is known to do things in a weird way. What if he's like the Poho and head coach?
Or AGM and head coach or something.
Something like that. Or he's just promised a bigger seat at the table, I guess, like that. But again, you'd imagine he kind of has that in Tampa because he's been there for so long. It would be interesting if he shook loose.
You guys talking about the Utah Mammoth?
That was cool, too.
Yeah.
They changed their YouTube name for a little bit and then wiped it. But for a moment in time, their YouTube name was the Utah Mammoth. I kind of figured like they were gonna. I kind of figured they were gonna go with Mammoth once Yeti was like ruled out because of the copyright.
I love the hockey club.
I kind of do too.
I love it. I just think it's cool. They're the hockey club.
Yeah.
Like,
Bring back
it's
the
Utah.
football
They're
team.
the hockey club. Yeah, absolutely.
I liked Washington football team. I liked the Edmonton football team too. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like it's got that European flair to it, if you will. You know me, big fan of European flair. Florida, Washington. Do they end their series tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
You think both?
I could see it. I mean, I think I like Montreal to win a little more than I'd like Tampa. I saw something the other day. Vasilevsky has a sub 900 save percentage in 3 straight playoff years for the Lightning.
Damn.
Apparently. Like, he has not been great.
He was so good in the regular season this year, too.
He was. And I don't know. It's weird. I mean, Hagel out again. Obviously, they won without him a couple of days ago. But that Panthers team is kind of rolling there. And Washington, yeah, I mean, I have a hard time seeing the Canadians being able to stretch this one super long. But again, it's felt like that series has been kind of closer than maybe we're giving it credit for.
Goalies that have played at least 3 games in these playoffs. Calvin Pickard, there's 16 of them. Calvin Pickard is 9th in save percentage. So, I mean, I guess you could call it a little bit below average, but the goalies he's better than. Bobrovsky, Kuemper, Stolars, Vasilevsky, Ullmark, Hill, and Hellebuck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Adds
That
up.
lines up.
Goalies are voodoo, and they just, like, this is just further proof of it.
Yeah.
They make no sense at all.
And also, that includes Pickard having that, he kind of got hung out to dry in the one game where he came in for Skinner. He gave up 1 goal on 3 shots. So, like, if you take that out, too, he's probably, I'm not going to do math on the air, but, like, he's probably above Binnington and Montembeault. His save percentage would definitely go up a decent amount of points. So, yeah. Crazy. All right, there you go. That is the menu for our friends at Ninja Crispy. Let me give everybody the betting odds for Bet365, an official partner of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. From game props, player props, totals, and money line, you can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions, the Stanley Cup champion, and much, much more. Whatever you bet, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older. What are the books saying tonight for these ones? Washington, massive favorites. Florida, slight underdogs. That's, I guess, Tampa's on home ice. I like the over in St. Louis, Winnipeg. That series is averaging 13 power plays per game.
Jeez.
Wow, that must be nice. I think you're right, because Hellebuck has not been very good at all.
It's mystifying how his brain turns off in the playoffs.
I don't get it. And that's why goaltending just becomes such an irrelevant conversation to me at certain moments, because it clearly doesn't matter.
Stuart Skinner for Connor Hellebuck, 1-for-1. Who says no?
Me. I want a playoff performer.
I want Cal Pickard. You really want Hellebuck to be Pickard's backup next year? Weird. I think it also is funny, like, again, Pickard came in last year, did the job for the 2 games the Oilers asked of him, and then this whole regular season, people are like, can't trust Pickard in the playoffs, and it's like, he actually never gave them a reason to not trust him.
He was our best player in Game 5 last year against the
Canucks when they lost.
3-2, yeah.
He had 30 plus saves in that loss.
Yeah, and they scored like a minute left, something like that. JT Miller.
You know,
how'd that turn out? Probably won a cup, I would guess.
A lot of people have expressed concern over Pickard being the backup and kind of running with the starting job in the playoffs now, but he played a hell of a lot of games this season.
Yeah,
he played like 35, 40 games.
Down the stretch, Skinner missed 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and like I think that's a big reason why I'm fine with just rolling with Pickard here. Like he's got some experience as a starter now from the end of the season. Like I think it's something that he could legitimately handle here. I have a hard time seeing them going back to Skinner here, like at all, to be honest with you.
Yeah, like I know there was like the conversation of, okay, let's say you finish this against LA, you win it in 6, and you go up against Vegas. Is there any thought to like new series, fresh slate, go back to your number 1? But like, if you go from March 1 on, Calvin Pickard was the number 1. He outplayed Skinner even when they were both healthy. Like, I'm with you, Zach. I don't see a world where Stuart Skinner makes another start unless it's the team is down in a series to Vegas and they need a spark.
It's hard to find a path. Sure.
Maybe they give Skinner game 1. Like if the Oilers advance here, of course, still knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
You know, if the Oilers advance here, maybe they go Skinner game 1, give Pickard just a night off, right? And then see what Skinner can do. Like if he can go out there and, you know, help win you a game, you know, maybe you give him game 2 and you go back to him until he falters again. And it would be a short leash without a doubt.
Yeah. But I would say, because a lot of people did this the other day, and I think it did die out today, but being like, who do you start? It's like, there's no question anymore. Like I say, it's Pickard until it's not. And I just think it will be the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, someone just said it in the chat. I think it was Gaz Gazerson. When Vegas won their cup, Aiden Hill was their 3rd string all year. And he came in and played, 25 games or whatever, because they had a bunch of injuries that season. But like at that point, Aiden Hill was just like, they picked him up off the scrap heap from San Jose. Yeah. Granted, age, obviously very different. He was like 25 at that point. This isn't a 33-year-old Pickard. It's not like I'm saying Calvin Pickard's going to be a starter in this league for the next 5 years. But again, Goaltending is just weird sometimes. Anyways, on that note, I like the over 5.5 Jets and Blues tonight, plus 120 on that bad boy. So I'm all over that. Honestly, I might take over 6.5. The Blues have been scoring at will the last couple of nights. Why not?
Holloway back yet?
No Dylan Holloway still for the St. Louis Blues.
Well.
2-2 series, though. Interesting. And again, Vegas now up 3-2 on Minnesota as that series will shift back to Minneapolis for Game 6. Speaking of goaltending, by the way, new episode of Ask Doobie is going to premiere later this afternoon on the Oilers Nation YouTube. Right, Reese? 1 o'clock?
Right after this show.
Well, we got more stuff to do on this show.
Oh, is it on right now?
You got to change.
It's 1 o'clock right now.
Let's change it. Set it to it's 1 o'clock right now.
It's exactly 1 o'clock right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're still on the air and we got to do something fun. Also, Ask Doobie, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. I'll screenshot them, fire them over, or just go to the comment section on the episode when it drops and drop in your questions. Reese changed it. It's going to debut when we're done this show. So shout out to Ask Doobie with Devin Dubnik. He's been a great addition to our pre and post game shows as well. All right. Let's do it for our friends over at Boston Pizza. This year, we bring it home. We're manifesting the big one coming back to Canada. Last year, Edmonton, so close. This year, I just like to think we got to believe a little bit more. Shout out to our friends at Boston Pizza who came through and they delivered the goods for us. Not only are we going to talk about their wings here in a second, but they also dropped off a couple of pizzas for us, which Liam did not listen to the rules. Walked in and was like, I'm having a slice right now. I was like, Liam, those are for after the show.
I was hungry.
But when you see a Boston Pizza pepperoni
What
pizza.
day is it?
Wednesday. And you get hungry on
Liam
Wednesday.
made
Hungriest on
eggs
Wednesday.
yesterday up here.
I did
Anyways.
make eggs yesterday.
So because the Oilers got on a bit of a hot streak here. Also, wait, can you throw me our Boston Pizza merch?
Here, actually, let me just cover myself up with this.
There we go.
Boston Pizza. Home of the pierogi pizza.
Zach, favorite pizza from BP's?
Oh boy, the Meteor is a classic.
Oh, wow. That's actually a pull. I like the Royal Hawaiian. Liam and I are getting changed right now, everybody.
It
10 out of
It's
10
a
stuff.
nice sight in here, Zach. This is what it's
Podcast
all,
listeners, giddy up.
this
'cause
is
we're-
what it's all about. It's
we're
better
eating
than you
wings.
could have thought.
Whoa, Liam, I thought you were just going to put that on over your other shirt.
Liam, have you been hitting the gym, buddy?
He said nope.
I was trying to set you up with an
fits
easy
you
one.
well.
Yeah, because it's an extra large.
Well, you were making fun of me, or you were mad at me
I'm
earlier.
a medium.
There's my BPs, boys.
Well, it gives you a little extra space. A little breathing room never hurts, Liam.
Okay. Should we get these wings out
I'll
here?
get them.
So here's what we got. Because the Oilers are on such a hot streak, Boston Pizza wanted us to try their Scoville Showdown.
This is going to be...
These are ultra hot wings. We're in so
They're in the
much
bag.
fear about this. First off, I may opt out.
What the heck?
Because there's hot wings and then there's the atomic hot streaker dip on top of it. Someone in the room's going to try it. I think Aaron and Reese are going to try it.
I'll do it.
I brought milk.
Oh, yeah. Kennedy did bring us milk as well. Lance, the BP's merch low-key hits. Lance, if you talk to the right people, you can get one too. Well, last year I saw someone selling one on eBay. We have a few more at the office.
That must have been someone here.
I mean, there's a very limited amount of people who could have even had access to one. But
I haven't won mine yet this season. Maybe it was me.
I like the hoodie.
Well, I'm
yes.
very excited for this. Reese,
Yep.
do you mind? I got a little... I might need a top up if you don't mind.
Oh boy.
This will be exciting. I can't wait
Okay.
to rip my tongue
So-
out.
Woo! Okay, so what were you hold that?
Yeah, Reese, I think we need like some of the plates from up there too. Oh boy. This is
Yeah.
quite the operation. I think
can
I need to
share a
like put my
table if you'd
laptop
like,
over.
So the way
Oh,
this is
perfect.
supposed to work is they're the atomic streaker wings or whatever
Okay.
the sauce is. And he gave us a side sauce because he said after they get cooked and they sit, they can tend to lose some of the spice.
Oh, good.
So he said, "Oh, here, I'll just give you some extra spice.
There's only
Buckle up,
balls.
Buckaroo." I brought my own milk to go today.
Do you have a water dipping bowl? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this just a little whiff.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
Give it a little.
All right, well, let's put it
Give it a little-
on a plate.
Okay.
Or a bowl.
I'll take a plate.
Dishwasher's clean, Reese.
Are you a drums or a flatty guy?
Big drum guy over
I'm
here.
a drum guy too.
I'm easy
I'm a
breezy.
flat guy because you can pull the one bone out and just.
Just go. I actually think that's part of the reason me and my fiance work so well because I'm a big drum guy, but she does not like drums. So we're good wing partners.
Dangerous Wade in the chat. Liam comes from a country that loves collecting spices.
Seems like a bit of a. You know what? I mean, that joke's.
Yep. This is.
Reese, if I could get a beverage as well, that would be great.
Yeah, I was saying
Thank
we need
you.
to get Zack a water.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, Aaron. Please take those away from me. Yeah, Aaron, you can take the other one unless we're gonna fill this with water.
Yeah, is anyone
Yes.
gonna try some of this sauce?
I'm a dumbass, so yes, I am.
Just put it in the.
There you go. I'll
Just drop it on a wing.
This is gonna be scary because I'm a big baby.
Here, you can just take that away. You and Reese can go do it over there.
thank you.
I thought you were gonna dump that in the cup.
All right, boys.
All right. Well, I'm gonna have one. Okay, Boston pizza. I'm gonna have a bite without the sauce first
Okay.
because I need to know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, true. Because it already has the sauce.
I'm
I
like a
believe.
little bit nervous about this.
Okay, I'm going in for the kill.
Yeah, let's do it.
Don't
Let's do
touch
it.
your eyes.
Someone did comment that.
Holy moly!
So you just did it without the sauce?
Yeah,
Is that with or without the sauce?
that's a burner.
I don't. Okay, I think it might go away.
Don't forget what I
Oh
did.
my god.
Okay, no milk.
It's not going away.
No, Aaron, did you do it with sauce?
I did that one without, and I'm going to dip in.
I don't think I can.
I
The
got
one
one-
without, still pretty hot on its own.
That is
but-
very hot.
That'll leave a mark.
So there's that. Oh, yeah, I can feel it. Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to get it over with and get to the second one with the
This is
sauce.
just
Oh,
let's go
Zach,
in
you
here.
can do the sauce?
I think I might throw it.
It's actually like borderline uncomfortable for me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's a good sign. It's always good to go first.
Going back in.
Give Reese the mic. Reese. Oh, his fingers are all saucy. All your fingers are saucy. How are we going to keep producing the show?
The sauce is good. It is hot as hell, though.
That is really hot. Someone said drink the sauce. There's no way. I had one bite of one without the sauce. And did you do sauce yet, Liam?
No, I can't feel my teeth.
Oh, yeah, the sauce. Oh, yeah, I dipped that whole thing in.
Do we have any extra milk?
I'm sweating. Brought my own milk to go. We can share.
That's fine. I'm willing to do it. Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's...
I will say, like, I'm not the biggest hot wing guy. Like, I won't do the sauce. The ones we got without the extra sauce, that's like perfect for me. For me, Zach is crying. Oh my god!
Why are you finishing it, sicko?
Stop!
Trying to get more of the ranch.
I'm panicking. I want
You know what? It's Aaron is like also. I see tears in Aaron's eyes too.
Oh, we're good. Now we're good.
Okay. He needs some milk.
One. Ooh.
Okay, you want this first, Zach?
Oh, man. This is going
Oh
to...
my god! It's in my throat. Oh my god!
See, this is
Don't
bad. 'cause
touch your eyes. Don't touch your
lactose
eyes.
intolerant, so I shouldn't even be doing this, but I
Zach,
need it.
it's yeah. You
Bathroom's
gotta,
so close.
I can just instantly feel my body temperature. It's just...
putting on this hoodie was such a mistake.
Potter doesn't seem
I'm a
that
sweaty
hot.
guy as is.
You're fearless, Potter.
All right. Well, I mean, if you're a hot wings guy, I don't know. Are you okay? Okay, Reese is okay.
Oh,
Kill the intern.
I just went in for the kill. I got some
That's
on
what it's
there.
all about.
You got some sauce?
That was warm. I'm going to drink my milk.
I've
now.
had one wing, and it's been like 4 or 5 minutes now, and it's still like my lips are still like.
It's arguably getting worse. It's
Yeah, your face is
Spreading
so
around.
red.
Like,
Yeah.
it's spreading to my lips now.
Like a
and, like,
virus.
other parts of my mouth.
Don't worry.
Well, Boston pizza.
Great going in.
Thank
I
you.
was-
Thanks for the
imagine
wet
the
wipes,
out.
DPs. Do you want to open it?
Yeah, I need a napkin because my nose is running.
Yeah, don't touch your toes. Or
Well,
your
I hope
nose.
you enjoyed ASMR wing eating.
I'll be honest, Boston pizza. I hope this is what you wanted.
You know,
'cause-
you know when places are like, we got the hottest wings, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I'll test that out. And we'll,
Oh,
no,
I
can't
shouldn't
confirm.
have
That's hot.
Out
That's
of habit, I just licked the sauce off my fingers.
Oh, boy.
That's
Why?
a mistake.
I'm dumb.
All right, this is going to help. I'll get the pizza.
Yeah.
slice?
Well, you want to go grab a slice? Yeah, go grab a slice.
You should throw me that milk too again.
Oh yeah. You're out. You're already up. This was great. How much of a super chat to shoot the sauce? Not doing that.
Oh my god.
Aaron raised almost $1,000 last night. We're no longer. We're
I
good.
can be bought
I'll
and
do
sold, but it's more than that. It's more than what we raised last night to do that.
Okay.
I'll do it.
$100 dono. I'll
Don't
take a
do
shot of
that
the
so
sauce.
fast, Zach.
Zach,
Oh, they
don't
gave
do
us
that so
veg.
fast.
Yeah.
Chat, you heard him.
No, please don't. I don't think I want to see Zach die.
Oh my milk.
This ranch was good.
Listen, I've lived a good life. 30 years, 29 years.
Oilers are winning in 6.
Go out on top. We're up 3-2.
Tyler, when you texted me about this morning, you're like, Zach, do you like hot wings? I was like, well, not particularly, but if it's for the content, then yes, I do like hot wings. And if it's for the Ben Stelter Foundation, I like hot sauce.
Somebody in the chat said,
BPs.
the mistaken Mexican, $100, Zach?
That's what I said.
I'm good. I'm going to give you wings.
That's ballsy, brother.
Whew.
And you know
All right,
what?
boys.
We need balls.
We do got to wrap this bad boy up because it's almost Ask Doobie time.
Oh, yeah.
My nose, I need to be careful what part of the napkin I use because my nose won't stop running. But I don't want to just like put more hot sauce in my face.
The pizza with some ranch is a really nice touch right now.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
ranch. Good call.
Okay. Let's maybe, I mean, we're going to do a full preview of the game tomorrow, so we don't need to get too worried. Zach, though, before we wrap this up and let you go, let me give you one more big question for our friends. Oh, we haven't done it. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Okay, never mind. We're not going to get to our one big question.
All right. Where's it at?
Okay. I got it over here.
I mean, just put it like we don't need to do like a full shot.
Do you want me to put it in something? Or
Do we have it in anybody new or just lips up and do a little
Well,
sip? You
is
guys do a
anybody-
sip.
Is
Is anybody going to have any more of the sauce is the question.
I'm good.
I'm good too.
I'm okay.
Zach, please
Oh,
drink
Zach.
responsibly. Also, you just got to.
He's lactose tolerant.
Intolerant. I wish I was lactose
You
tolerant.
did get some sauce on your fingers.
You're going
I'll
to do a
give you
shot of
few
that
extra-
sauce and you can't drink milk?
Yeah.
Balls.
Okay.
Balls.
Just drink responsibly.
Cheers. to
$100 for
Mistaken
the Ben
Mexican.
Stelter Foundation. Thank you, Mistaken Mexican. And, well, I guess thank you,
I
Zach.
got stopped.
Shout out Boston Pizza. Oh, poor Zach. Okay. Well, yeah.
That's what it's all about right there.
Get a medic close.
I know CPR.
Easy money.
All right. Easy money. Mistaken Mexican. I'm so sorry, Zach. I owe you a beer next time in Yeg.
Take you up on that.
Okay. Before
I
we
am sweating so much.
Yeah, you are struggling back there. Okay, we need to do one more ad, then I think the show's done. For our friends at Tourism Jasper, presenting partner of today's show. This summer, find your happy place in Jasper. From hiking trails, paddling wild waters, or sharing laughs by the fire, happiness finds you here. Jasper is open, vibrant, and ready to welcome you back for more unforgettable moments. Drive over, play outside, soak up the fresh air, enjoy some food or drink, and maybe even stay up late because your best summer memories aren't behind you. They're waiting for you this summer in Jasper. Plan your trip at jasper.travel/summer. Tomorrow, Game 6. Give me one thing you want to see from the Oilers if they're going to win, Zach.
I can go. I want to see good
Are you going to be okay?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
goaltending. Good goaltending again. My tongue, I just realized, is still very warm.
Thought I had him in the first half, but boy, the second half is coming in really hot. This is just growing. Play like you did in Game 5. That's going to be my key to the game.
Very good, Zach. All right, we're going to wrap up today's edition of the show. Tomorrow, Sherwood Ford Giant edition of the program. And boy, the game days don't get any bigger than that. Shout out to Sherwood Ford the Giant, all of our partners, especially Boston Pizza, for this very, very fun segment we did to close out today's edition of the show. The Wings are hot, the Oil are hotter, and they have a chance to win the series tomorrow. We'll see you at noon. Mountain Time. Oil up.